Hey everyone, welcome to Osa the Rover. Now that the craziness of the holidays has passed, I've finally gotten some time to get back in the garage and working on this engine a little bit more. I spent the past 2 nights getting in and really cranking away at stuff. And what I've found is some good stuff and some bad stuff, but I also picked up a couple of tricks online that I wanted to share with you guys. First things first, I got the water pump, thermostat, and the rest of the ancillaries, with the exception of oil, because I don't want to tackle that dog yet. Pulled off of the engine, and just last night I got the heads pulled off, which came with a small sacrifice to the new bolt gods. But I was pretty happy with how easily everything came apart and how everything looks now. I know what a new piston looks like, and seeing as that this engine had reportedly done about 100,000 miles, it doesn't look terrible to me. I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking for. Oh, come on. And I don't have a big enough socket to turn the crank, so I got to do it by hand. But you can see, there's that one. That one looks pretty decent. That one looks good, and that one looks really carbony. But I'm not 100% sure how good or bad any of these are. And considering the shape that the head looked to be in, I'm not so sure that I want to do new pistons and really tear apart the bottom end. So they may just kind of be as they are for the time being. So the head gasket, when it came off, that's kind of what I'm dealing with. The nice thing is that it doesn't look like there's anything blowing in between the cylinders. There's a bit of a scorch mark there, so I don't know if that's from the gasket or what. But there don't seem to be any major cracks or anything too out of the ordinary. I referenced it with the new one that's in my kit that I got from Rovers North, and nothing seemed to be too far out of alignment there. So this leads us to the head. Finally got it off, got everything squared away, and we're in pretty good shape. I don't know when the last time the oil was changed, but I mean, that's sludgy. It's gross. Between that and just having a lot of rust and deposits on the thermostat housing, I'm not terribly concerned with. I'll take care of that in due time. And then the previously mentioned rust built up in the spark plugs. But, for the most part, I was glad to see that nothing inside was too far out of line with what I'd seen online and what I'd noticed in the books. And so I think everything's in good shape on the top side here. I said I'd have a tip for you, and where I found this was on LandRoverWeb.com, looking around in the Series 3 engine manual. It was going through the teardown procedure, and I saw this and I thought, this is the smartest damn thing that I've seen in a long time. And when I had pulled the rocker arm out of the engine, the ends came off, and of course they sprung everywhere because there was nothing keeping the ends in line anymore once I got the bolts pulled out. So what I read was to take the rocker cover, put the two bolts in on the ends to keep it under tension, and it's got a perfect perch for it. When I saw that, I thought, well, of course, that makes total sense. And now that I've got it on there and everything seems to be stable, I thought I'd pass that along to you guys just in case you run into the same situation. All right, here's the valve side of the head. And this is where I'm not 100% sure on where I need to be going. there's a lot of buildup on the valves. That kind of looks like rust to me, but I can't be sure. You know, there's carbon buildup, and I expected that, and I'm aware. But I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and replace all the valves, just to be on the safe side. And you know, it's really not that expensive, and if anything, it's just a little bit of peace of mind. Another thing that I got a kick out of is that this is apparently the original head gasket, and I could tell because it's got the etchings that are now embedded into the head are the same ones that are in the base of the gasket. So I thought that was interesting, you know, to have have the gasket be in place for long enough that the etchings transfer over to the head. But I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up and really kind of make it shine again. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on those valves, so rather than take any kind of chance on it, I'm just going to go ahead and replace them. So that's where I am right now. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I still have to decide how far down the rabbit hole I really want to go. If I want to put new pistons in, you know, I still haven't taken the sump off. I haven't even taken the oil filter off. So I know that I've got some oil draining in my future as well. But I think all in all, I'm in a pretty good spot. I know that I've got a lot of cleaning and finessing that I need to do to start putting things back together, but I still think I'm a ways off from there. But yeah, you know, thanks for sticking with me, and I know I was on a bit of a hiatus, but you know, I back in the garage, and I plan on being back here a little more frequently now that the holidays are past and things are back into their nice routine. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you again soon.